Hello and welcome to the Meeple Mentor YouTube channel. I'm Jared, and today I'm doing an unboxing of Wondrous Creatures. This is a new worker placement game from Bad Comet. I have played this, and it is a lot of fun. I love worker placement games, and this does have some unique twists to it. But I want to take a look real quick. You can see the outer box just looks like, it's a book, like a big storytelling fantasy book. But, you turn it over and you can see it's the game box and you got everything inside. So before I take a look at what's in, let's read what's on the back and then get right into it. Welcome to the world full of mystical creatures. Wondrous Creatures is a strategic board game that combines an innovative worker placement mechanism with a tableau building mechanism. The mechanics of placing workers across two hexagonal map spaces while interacting with adjacent icons to obtain resources or to activate various special effects add a unique puzzle-like fun to the worker placement experience. It's for 1 to 4 players. It's for ages 14 and up, 40 to 80 minutes, designed by C.W. Yeom. Artist is Sophia Kang. So let's take a look at everything inside on this unboxing journey. Okay. You can see a little bit of a hint of what some of the creatures you're going to come across right here on the cover of the box. All right, so first we have some punch-out tokens, some stuff like that. These are items like collectibles for, I believe, hatching eggs of the different types of creatures. So there's the hatch side and then the egg side. I don't remember what these are for. These might be blocking tokens, if I remember, something like that. It's been a while. You've got some trophy tokens, and those are going to be awarded throughout the game. And then the hex pieces. So these are going to be able to go out randomly to start the game. So your playthrough is going to be a little different. Some tokens here, which I think is for like your one of the magic resource, whatnot. This board, which I believe covers up a piece on the main board and helps you know when to do certain parts of the cleanup and points and gear tokens and lock spaces, and then the nets. I don't remember the nets, but not the basketball team. I know the basketball team. So here you've got the board that's going to be where you store the tokens, so your nets and your magic tokens, and then the egg pieces, and then your deck along with the display of cards, and then the discard pile right there on this board. And this is a very thick cardboard board with a rounded edge there on both sides. Foldable, very nice. Then we got the board itself. And I'm going to open it up. This should be the 1 to 2 player side. So you get a little bit of an idea of the map here for 1 to 2 players. And then if I flip it over, this is the 3 to 4 player side. This is the side I have seen because I had played it at 4 players. But this is the map that, the empty spots, those get kind of filled in randomly. And I think the symbols here correspond to like what areas are added each round, something like that. And then these are going to be your goals down here. And then the trophies are going to be sitting here based on player count. You got your victory point track here around the board, different bonuses that you can earn as you go around the board. And if you get to 50 points, you get another trophy. So there's all sorts of different ways to collect trophies. So that's kind of one of your goals. But uniquely in this game, your meeples will take up 2 hex spaces. And that's kind of what makes this pretty interesting. Full color rule book right here. And it's pretty big. And given the text size, there's got to be a lot of examples in here. Yeah, look at all this. So a little bit of a read before you get a chance to play it, that's for sure. But you can learn all about the game right here with the rule book, which looks pretty comprehensive. Okay. And then I want to take a look at these meeples with you right here. So a lot of cool pieces. There's a lot of screen printing on these. So you can see that's the hourglass, tracking the rounds and whatnot. You're going to have player pieces, and looks like this is actually kind of like a dinosaur type of meeple. But I think all of these creatures are fantastical, whether they're based loosely on existing or at once alive animals. I'm not sure, but these are kind of a unique species of critters. But you can see how big they are. They take up that much space there. Let's see. I know each one of these has one that's designed to be ridden by your worker, and they are magnetized. So they will stand rather nicely and sit there as they ride their Meeples. So that's like the big boss Meeples. So you can see each character, you've got a few different Meeples to go with, and one of them has a spot for a person to sit on. You've got the flying sea dragon type guy. I kind of like that one. And then you got this guy that looks like a camper or expeditioner. He's got a map in his hand with a torch. All right. Set that there. Got a bunch of tokens. You know, you got your cylinders, the ink pen and quill in various player colors. Here's some more character pieces. Let's see if I can grab them all. You can kind of pick who you want to be. All right. So those are some more of the Meeples for the people. And there's quite a few options. One thing I like is that they are double-sided, and you can see the screen printing on the back. You know, they have different backing to them, so it looks like they're back or they're front. And basically, you're going to want to be able to see which way they're facing. So you want to make sure they're facing a certain direction forwards, because some of the actions in the game are going to be based on which tile or area of direction that your person riding is facing. But yeah, so a lot of different cool pieces. You got your victory point tokens here, which have like the screen printing of a compass rose on it. Okay. So that's all those pieces to be sorted into different baggies. We have here a silk bag, also screen printed with the drawstrings on both sides of Wondrous Creatures to put the different tokens in that you can draw out. But I will say it's a very nice feel of a bag, and the design looks really well done on this bag to sort of imitate the artwork found on the game box lid. All right, next we have some cards. So let's take a look at what these look like, because part of it is worker placement. The other part of it is like a tableau building. Let's see if I can open this without damaging the cards. So first we have probably the automated or solo card control deck here. Then you have some reference cards for end of game and for your player turn. Energy, free action, using a net, that kind of stuff. And then in-game conditions. Once the trophies on the board have been depleted, the current player finishes the current turn, and every other player gets one more turn. So there you go. Let's see. Next, we've got some goal cards. We've got the brown ones. We've got the teal ones. And these are different on each side. So again, it depends on, I think, which player count and like how many things can be claimed. But these are going to be looking at the tags of types of creatures in your tableau. And you can see the trophy being awarded and the points scored for gaining the trophies. Let's take a look real quick at these, I guess, yellowish ones. Okay, so various sets of things. So a little bit of set collection to be able to get the scoring cards. Okay, 10 of the same thing, 6 of the same kind of card, 8 eggs or unhatched eggs, 14 or more creature cards in your reserve, etc. And then we start getting into the actual cards in the game. So you can see you've got the new Tyrant right on top, Midnight, Nidmight. Yeah, there's a lot of really interesting designs and artwork to be seen, and a lot of them are very cute. And it looks like there's a lot of dragon type inspired creatures too. The Kaiser, Egorgeous, Solo Roller. It's very creative. It's really cool, and I really enjoyed my playthrough. So I'm looking forward to getting it back to the table. If you can pick up a copy of this, I do recommend it. And let's take a look at these cards. It is so far very good production quality. You know, high quality cards, very thick. They have a little bit of a texture to them, just a little bit. I would still sleeve these. They're not going to be, you know, they're just regular, like playing cards, quality. It's good stuff. But you can see the point value shown on these, and then the kinds that they are, and then their abilities, the habitats that they're involved in, and then, of course, the tag itself of the card. The fish horse. So it looks like a horse with a unicorn head, but like a seahorse. So you can find aquatic life and non-aquatic life in the game, all mixed in together. That guy actually just looks like a vegetable that is like a creature inside of it. Yeah, I don't know who did the art. I mean, I just read about it, but yes, I think she did a great job. And I think these are very well designed, very cool, very creative, and part of what makes this game really fun. The closest thing that I can compare this to, if you're looking for a similar kind of board game, it would be Everdell. And I think I was thinking that the first time I played this as well. And Everdell is like one of, or if not my favorite game. So when I played this, the similarities were there, but it's definitely a different game, and certainly different creatures and different kind of universe to be, to play in here in the fantasy world. Yeah, I'm just going to keep showing you all these cards. If you want to see more detail, I would say slow the video down and pause it on any card you want to see more closely. But I don't want to spend the whole time just kind of looking at everything. I just want to show it all. And then we'll get through to the next bit of what's in the box. The Sugar Rider. That's really cute. Thunderilla. Yeah, these are all really interesting, and I don't know if the artist came up with the names of these characters or just drew it. I'm curious about the collaboration involved with the design of these creatures and their names and stuff. Owline, Owlite. One's large, one's small. Starbeak. These also kind of remind me of Pokemon. There's a number of these that have similar feel to some of the Pokemon that you might be familiar with. But everything in here is original, and it's good stuff. All right, next in the box should be some player boards. So you've got your different player boards, which have basically the same kind of information, but different colors. And then this is where you track resources that you've gained, and then you can slot eggs that are hatched and hatching, and then the player cards for which character that you choose. So these have abilities, and they slot right there on your player board. Okay. So again, each time you play, you'll have a different character, and they have their own power, which varies up the gameplay a bit. And you can combine them with any color of the meeples that you want to be, so you're not tied to a specific character for a color if you have a preference. But yeah, that is everything here in the box, and it looks like there's plenty of space in the box to have sleeved cards, because I do plan on sleeving these. And so basically, you've got your cards, you've got your workers, some tokens to keep track of your stuff on your player boards, the player boards themselves, and then the main board, all included in this game. And this is the retail copy. This isn't a Kickstarter or anything like that. So I will say, for a retail copy, this is a very solid production. And if you can get your hands on it, I think it's definitely worth investing into it. It's great, it's fun, and yeah, stick around on the channel to see our full review of the game and go into more depth of how the game plays and that kind of thing. But this has been an unboxing of Wondrous Creatures. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and stick around on the channel. I do a lot of different types of video content here if you're unfamiliar, not just the unboxings, but reviews and tutorials. That's kind of what got us started on the channel, is creating tutorial videos. Since then, also, I've published a book called Push Your Luck, the Board Game Dictionary. So if you want to learn more about board game terminology and jargon used, pick up that. It's on Amazon. It's on Top Shelf Gamer. You can get a print copy, or the Kindle ebook version as well. But definitely check that out. It helps support the channel. But thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments your favorite character or critter from the cards that we saw here in the unboxing, and what you think of the game if you played it. So until the next one, I've been Jared. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.